And again, what did I just touch? Hey everybody, this video brings me and Krazy Joe out to a 2nd Avenue Value Store here in Montgomery, Pennsylvania. Or no, Montgomery Town? Where are we at?
Montgomeryville.
Montgomery Town, Montgomeryville, Montgomery.
So I think technically
Glen,
we're
I
in
don't
North
know.
Wales right now.
This is technically North Wales? I thought
I think the zip code is North Wales.
I don't know where we are, except for at a thrift store, which is really all that matters. Who cares what town? Look at the description of this video and the thumbnail. It'll tell you exactly what town we're in. All I know is we're at a 2nd Avenue Value Store, and I want to see what movies they have. And thankfully, it's not nearly as crowded in here as it was last time I was in this store because it was insane. I had just gotten done hanging out with Joe, came here to film, and it was like I couldn't walk. It was insane. It was crazy. However, the good news is they do still have plenty of movies like they did last time. Hopefully, maybe some more seasons of Are You Afraid of the Dark? That'd be fun. What did Joe find?
Sopranos.
Yay! It's an okay show. Never was like really into it, but it's decent. They got Back to the Future trilogy for $4. What'd you find?
Empire. I got it.
Nice. All right, so there is plenty here to look through, and I'm gonna get looking. Oh, here's a copy of The Emperor's New Groove, which is by far one of my favorite modern day Disney films. A classic, in my opinion. Oh, should I grab this for the store? What do you think, Joe?
I don't know. Should I grab these?
Okay, those you should definitely grab. I'm gonna pass on the bootleg. Now here's something I've actually been on the hunt for, the Sabrina the Teenage Witch movie, which I only have on VHS. This would be a fantastic find. I kind of don't even want to touch this, to be honest. And yeah, sure enough, that is horribly scratched. And again, what did I just touch? Here's a cool find for the store, the 2-disc DVD release of Snow White and the 7 Dwarves. This I would definitely grab, although I don't know how much their movies are here. Looks like they are only $1.50. So yeah, I'm definitely picking that up for the store. Here's something that's out of print, the Remix Special Fan Edition of Empire Records. Now, the actual film itself is not out of print, but this cut of it is, even though for some bizarre reason, the Blu-ray uses the fan edition artwork. Very strange, but again, this cut has only ever been released to DVD and is no longer being made. So I'm gonna grab this for the store. There's an SNES game up here, and it is NBA Jam. Now, I'm not exactly the biggest sports fan or sports video game fan, but when it comes to basketball games, this is probably one of the best. And I would grab this for the store, but I have no idea how much they're charging.
Guess what I found? Polkas for the girls.
The WrestleMania album, no, cassette. That doesn't actually have the cassette in it, just cardboard. For a brief second there, my heart almost stopped. Here's the sequel for Gone with the Wind, Scarlet. I actually do not have this yet, and as a completist, I really want to grab it. This is the 2-disc, no disc set. Never mind.
Did you say this is a sequel to Gone with the Wind?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's disappointing. I thought it was a G.I. Joe spinoff like the Bumblebee movie was with Transformers.
I'd see that. The only Blu-rays I'm seeing in the store would be Treasure Buddies, which I do not want, and Kick-Ass, which is a great movie, but I already own, so I'm also going to pass on those. They have not one, but 2 copies of It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, which I would grab for the store, but they're in horrible condition. And once again, they have some Ben 10 Season 3, but no discs. I'm gonna say this place has a problem with theft. And I think they have a problem with bootlegs and spelling. All right, well, that's gonna do it for the media. Not really much I'm picking up, just 3 things for the store, and one of them, depending on the price, maybe I won't even be picking up. This store also has a decent game section, though I'm not really seeing very much in the way of anything I want to pick up, though. Joe, what did you find?
Let me ask you a question. Are you a gambling man?
I am a gambling, well, no, that's a lie. I'm not a gambling man.
Apparently I am, because I'm buying 2 puzzles, and I don't know that all
Wow,
the pieces
movies
are here.
and whoa, that is a really cool Happy Days puzzle. I mean, I would say it's worth the gamble. They do have one thing, though, that I am very tempted to pick up, and that is this. The Star Wars Episode 1 Jar Binks 3D adventure game. This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen because, as you guys know, Jar Jar happens to be one of, if not my all-time favorite Star Wars character. And look at that. I think the board, or the box opens up and it's actually the game board. That is weird. I've never seen anything like that before. Oh, how much is this? $4? That is tempting. As amazing as this game is, I know personally I would probably only play it once and then never touch it again, and it only sells for a few dollars online, so I am gonna pass on that. However, this here, the Shape Chomper game, this actually sells for a little bit online, so for only, I believe, $4, I swear I saw a price on this somewhere. Yes, $3.99. This I am gonna grab for the store. Over now into the toy section, and check out this cool panda. It's just a random vinyl panda. I don't know what it's for, I don't know what it's about, but I do like it. But, oh,
I found Poe Dameron.
I honestly thought it was the Fonz for a second. That's cool. All right, you found Poe. Nice. here's a Nemo ripoff. I'm honestly not really seeing much jumping out at me again, although they do have lots of plush. And last time I was here, I found some really cool stuff. What the heck? That is terrifying. That I am gonna pass on, but holy jeez. Sorry for those of you out there who are scared of clowns. I just gave you some nightmare fuel. This is cool though. Cowboy cow. Reminds me of the Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa. Ooh, here's a Stimson J cat. That's actually really cool. Tempting to grab for only $2. And is that Pooh?
I think it's a Mr. Hanky, because it's a Christmas Poe.
Hey, I get the joke. That's funny. Not really. Oh, here's, what's this guy's name? Or girl's name? What's the character's names?
Hortense.
Aren't they like what are they called, creatures or something? Or
Eunice.
you just gonna start shouting out names? Is this Pepe Le Pew? I like that. All done up in his French gear. Is that George?
That's George.
And Diego, right?
I guess.
All right. Well, they've got plush. They've got toys. But I don't really see anything I want. I know I've stated this before, but I really hate when stores put stuff in bags like this because, I mean, sometimes it's okay because they're all like dolls that go together, but other times it's just a bunch of stuff mixed together and you might see something really cool inside one of these that you want, but you don't want everything else. Now, I understand why they do this. It makes sense why they do this from a standpoint of the store, but man, I would just love a big giant bin I could dive through so I could pick out all the 1 or 2 really interesting items I want. But because they do these bags, I don't think I'm gonna grab anything. Well, unfortunately, I don't see anything over here in the toys I wanna pick up. I think I'm gonna pass on Andy Bell? So we're walking around the store and I come across this cart here with all these board games on it, and I dove in and I found some really cool things I am picking up for the store. First one being Splat. Do you guys remember this game? You had Play-Doh and you splatted all the bugs. Very awesome, very cool, very much picking up for the store. And oh my gosh, Tiger, what is this called? Tiger Star Wars Electronic Galactic Battle, which is basically Star Wars Battleship, and it's really cool and it's complete. It's only $5. I am picking up both of them. I'm happy we came in here. I'm always having to check out the glassware because you never know what you might find, and what I have found is some old Burger King glasses. These are really cool, but at $4, I'm gonna have to pass. And they do have some Captain Crook here as well. 3 Captain Crook glasses, but Also at $4. Not gonna pick those up. They do have this really cool Mickey mug for only 99 cents. That's tempting, but I am gonna pass on it. However, what I am not gonna pass on are these two mugs. A vintage Epcot Center mug for only 99 cents. That is awesome. Grabbing that for the store, and how could I possibly pass on some Spuds MacKenzie, again, also for only 99 cents. So these are two really cool pickups for the store, and I'm grabbing both. Back in the electronics, I'm not really seeing very much other than a sweet alarm clock with wood grain. That's pretty cool. And a pretty decent Emerson VCR. That's in really good shape, though. I don't see any remote. And wow, they actually have a lot of VCRs here. I always have people saying, where can I find a VCR? And I'm always telling them, go to a thrift store because they're usually loaded with them, and this one is no exception. But unfortunately, I don't see anything back here I want to grab either. Ooh, but they do have a machine that'll tell you about me every single night. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for the 2nd Avenue Value Store. Picked up some interesting stuff, though I actually think everything I picked up was for the store. I don't think I actually grabbed anything for me, unfortunately, but that's okay. It is what it is. I'll make some money so I can buy stuff for me. That's how that works in theory. So anyway, very awesome. Very excited about all the games I picked up. That is so cool. I love vintage board games. But again, that is it. I am out of here. So as always, thank you guys so much for checking this video out. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check down below for a link to Joseph's YouTube channel, Mega Podtastic. And also check down below for links to Patreon, Spreadshirt, and the Cinema Sickness store. And I will see you guys in the next video. Do you want to do the snap?
Here it comes. Here it comes. Go make it a good one.
All right, well, that was awesome. They only charged me for the 3 board games and the 2 glasses. All the movies and the NBA SNES game were free.
I only got charged for the puzzles.
I like this store.